my computer decided that it was the perfect time to force restart and install Windows updates. Apologies for being a few minutes late. So, I know I promised you all that we're going to be starting our characters today, and that is true. That is definitely true. However, there are some things mod-wise that I do still need to do. Long story short about the issues with the mods is, there was an update to, Dawn of Skyrim, and for those of you who don't know the history behind the mod of Dawn of Skyrim, it's a wonderful mod, absolutely great. It adds in a lot more life and a lot more detail to each of the cities. But the thing is, it used to be called Blues Skyrim. Well, it used to be called Dawn of Skyrim. Then at some point it updated to Blues Skyrim. As the file name. And then just recently it re-updated back to Dawn of Skyrim. So the problem with that is half of the patches that I have to make Dawn of Skyrim work with everything else I have want the file name that is Blue Skyrim, and half of them want Dawn of Skyrim. So I need to figure out how I need to make that work. And thankfully, I do know how to make it work. It just involves renaming some stuff. So if you see right now, it's yelling at me. It's saying Missing Masters because these ones are expecting Dawn of Skyrim. So the question now is, do I want to use the more recent version of the mod that will allow me to use the most updated version, or do I want to... Basically, which version of it do I want? So let me take a look here. The version I have installed right now is probably the one I'm going to go with. So I need to make sure that in my plugins, I need to make sure that Blues Skyrim is enabled, Dawn of Skyrim is not enabled, which is the way we want it, because we're going to be making these patches use the bluesskyrim.esp. So let me find the update here and just remove this. Yes, the drama indeed. Okay. And then we need to deploy. And we gotta wait for that to finish. Perfect. Okay. And then, if I am remembering this correctly, let me just make sure here. Okay. So now, we need to go in here, and you'll see that we have bluesskyrim.esp and bluesskyrim.bsa. So we don't actually need to worry about the BSA for right now. Thank you, Windows, for being an absolute pain in my butt. But we do need to worry about this Blues Skyrim. Really, dude? Come on. bluesskyrim.esp. So, what we need to do is we need to rename this so that it uses what it's supposed to be using. So, Dawn of Skyrim should be the exact way it needs to be. No, it needs a lowercase o. And it's going to say, do you want to rename this to this? Because there's already a file with the same name in this location. So we're going to say no, actually, because that's a problem. We don't want another Dawn of Skyrim. So we're actually going to remove those. And we'll just leave the textures, because we got rid of that version. So now we would go back here, Dawn of Skyrim. It would help if I could spell. Jeez, I'm just awful today. And hit enter. So now we have our renamed ESP. And we hit close. Then we need to go back into SSE edit. Oh, well, we need to deploy it again first. And we're just going to click confirm, because it's asking us whether we actually wanted to delete that other old Dawn of Skyrim file and use the new one, which we do. So we'll click dismiss. And now SSE edit should automatically load. We'll just make sure that our new Dawn of Skyrim ESP is being fully loaded, which is. Wait for this. Actually gonna make this a little smaller here, because we'll also need this particular thing here. Yes, I want to load all of that. Okay, and we're done. So now we just need to find each of these and change it. So we need the JK, we need each of them that says depends on Dawn of Skyrim. So we need this particular one. And I need to figure out how to edit this. Let's take a look at the scripts that we have, because these are always fun. Change load order. Find ESP plugins. List form IDs. List master references. I mean, we already know what the master references are, so we don't need that. We have the swap masters script for the Legacy edition. but that's not gonna help us. So let's just go into the file header. Other options. Oh, well that's nice that you can choose to always save as master, which is very nice. Yeah, no, I know what that is. One moment. Okay, so let's see if we can at least add a master. But it's not listing Dawn of Skyrim as being available for that, even though that should be marked as a master. Oh, it's not. Yes, I'm absolutely sure. Flag is ESM. Let's not do that. Still not available. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save this quickly and close that out. Okay, let me see if I can actually get this working here. Environment variables. Oh, you need to put it in the command line. Okay. So, you can actually put it in the command line, saying, I know what I'm doing, let me edit these master records. So that should work. Hopefully. Okay. JK. Dawn of Skyrim. Will you let me edit this? Ah, yes. So this needs to be lose Skyrim.esp. Save. There we go. Okay. So that one is saved. Then we need the PCE patches. Whoops. which is a patch that I made, actually. We need PCE patches part 1. Did that one not get loaded? Merge. No, that one did not get loaded for some reason, so I'll have to do that one later. Okay, JK, oops. We need this one as well. This one also need blue Skyrim.esp, save, and weightless also did not get loaded, so we'll have to do that later. So we'll save those for right now. Close that out. We'll have to just reopen it and make sure that those are selected. So we need merge. Why can I not load that? Is it because it's not enacted? Merge. No, it is. Oh, it's yelling at me because it needs new masters, which means I actually need to edit that through ZEdit, which is fine. So, ZEdit. Oh, that's my backups. So I didn't get to show you guys ZEdit. Yeah, darn Dawn of Skyrim indeed. I didn't get to show you guys ZEdit, or more specifically ZMerge. Basically, it's a way for you to be able to merge any patches that you have that all load right next to each other. So like all of these loaded it in one big chunk, and I was able to combine them all into one big merge patch. So it basically works better with your load order. So we need this one. Plugin or data folder has changed, so all we need to do is hit build merges, failed to load plugins. Oh, because Blue Skyrim isn't actually working right. So that's going to be a problem, because we renamed it, so we'll have to rename it. Yeah, because we had to rename Blue Skyrim to Dawn of Skyrim, so it's throwing a fit. So we're actually gonna... well, we're gonna wait for it to decide what it wants to do first. And then we'll have to rename it, then rebuild, then rename it back, and then... or no, we shouldn't need to. It should be fine. Yeah, come on. Yeesh. Look, see at it. I know that I did something wrong. You can just go ahead and close out. It's fine. One moment. See at it. And there we go. Okay. So yeah, that's entirely on me. So I need to find Dawn of Skyrim and rename it back to Blues Skyrim. Deploy. We'll revert these changes because oh no, this one we want to save. Because Dawn of Skyrim is gone. Use the newer file on this. Confirm. Dismiss. Check again. Now you notice that only a couple of them are yelling, which is a good thing. So now we should be able to go in to ZEdit. And go into zmerge, start session. Okay. Build. Okay. We'll go ahead and build these ones too, because this patch is saying that it had some stuff that was updated, which is true. Good deal. And the rest of these are up to date. Perfect. I'm just going to make sure that I run the relink scripts. All that does is it checks all of the plugins that you've merged and makes sure that any scripts going to or from it are properly redirected using another little patch that it creates. So that way, anything that... So, for example, all of these are for the Creator's Companion. If I didn't do this, the Creator's Companion mod would not be able to find any of these, and the scripting wouldn't work correctly. It wouldn't show all of this. But because we're relinking the scripts, it's going to be able to find all of these, and it's going to be able to handle all of the items that are coming from these. So, fun little add-on that it does. So that way you don't have to only do, like, texture overhaul type mods. And relinking the scripts does take a little while, mainly because it caches everything and then has to redeploy it, but once it gets going, it doesn't take that long, so shouldn't have to wait too long for this to be done. So does anybody have any ideas of what they want as far as a character. Or how we should go about playing this. Because I would be excited to hear some ideas. There we go. Of course. Okay. So if we go ahead and deploy mods again, that should go ahead and update that missing master. Yes, we're going to use the newer file. Confirm. Dismiss, check again. Yes, so the only thing that now needs it is weightless, which is good, because that we can also fix in SSE edit. First, we're going to make sure that our weightless plugin gets disabled, just in case. But we will want to make sure... it actually can't, so that's fine. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. Oops. Okay, so we'll just click OK. It's gonna yell at us and say, hey, there's already something called weightless. It's fine. Okay. So first off, I actually want to go in here, and I want to click Always Save Onam. Basically what that does is it always loads references the way they're supposed to be referenced. So we're just going to hit OK on that. And then we're going to go back to Apply Script, and you'll see that I have a script called Weightless. So the maker of the Weightless mod basically made an Xedit script that will custom build a weightless patch for your load order. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll close that out, and I'll delete the waitlist from the data. Because apparently I need to do that first, or else it's gonna yell at me. And waitlist.esp, delete. And we'll just run this again. I would have thought that they would have scripted something to handle that, but apparently not. That's fine. I understand that the vast majority of these are being made for free. Alright. Apply script, weightless, OK. Enter weightless in the next window. It does it automatically for you when you click OK. And And you'll notice that it just goes through and loads each of the different categories. But this was the spot that really threw everything off, was because it adds every single item in your load order as a master. And when we had the two different versions of Dawn of Skyrim, it added both of them as a master. So we just have to rebuild it so that it doesn't have both of them as a master. Don't click anywhere while it's doing this, apparently, or it'll yell at you. Alright. So that should be all done, and you'll notice that it has waitlist.esp down at the bottom. So we just go ahead and click save. If I can talk here, I'm having a very bad day talking, apparently. Okay, and then we just close out. And you'll see that it's yelling at us. It's going to yell at you because initially it wasn't a proper plugin, but now it is. You always want that to be last on your load order, which it is. So, that should be all set. And you'll notice that we've got a lot of disabled patches and plugins in here. That's because a lot of them were combined into our merged patches. So, that should be all set. And let me just double check that here by going into... Oh, of course, it's updating Steam. I want to double check that by just going into my test player character here. Alright. And let's make sure that we're loading the proper version that I want here. We'll go ahead and load in the Winking Skeever, mainly because I want to double check. Yes, that's fine. I haven't loaded that area of the world on this particular save file yet, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Alright. So again, this is just my testing playthrough, our character. This is not the character that I'm gonna be using for the actual stream. He is default Nordman #1. I just chose the patron at a local inn and chose Solitude as the particular inn. I'm liking the smoke around the candles and the flickering. That's really nice. Alright. Let's go out to Solitude in the world and just double check and make sure that everything looks okay there. I'm also interested to see how, whether the Winter Sun Faith's, pop-up works correctly, because it hasn't been for some reason. Yes, we didn't go through Sanguine's quest in our last playthrough. We'll have to do that this time. That one's a fun one. It involves inadvertent marriages, deaths, hag ravens, and a goat. Alright. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about with the Winter Sun. So it's gonna ask me to choose, and I have no idea what it's... Ah, there, this works at least.
They can't hurt Uncle Bogbear. Tell them he didn't
And
do
I'm
it.
still getting that blackface bug, which is not great.
Traitor!
I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. Oh, because this one is still trying to load the other one. Wonderful. Yeah, so... Hello, Chris. You're seeing the awful effects of, attempting to load in a game that relies on certain things, so... I would need to reload that and, double check that. But we don't have anything duplicated this time, which is good. So, I'm sure if I started a new save that didn't rely on all of that, that would work. Also, very pretty signs. I really like those. Alright. So, for right now, I'm actually just gonna be taking this character and running through... Ooh, that's pretty. And just running through and, double-checking all of the areas and making sure that they all work well together. Because obviously this is a test character, so... Also, please let me know if you guys are seeing any errors or any issues with the stream. Yeah, let me know if you guys are having any issues with anything, because it is saying that my encoding overloaded in OBS. So...
Staying safe, huh?
Yeah, I try. It's good that you can hear me, though. Alright. Ooh, I'm already liking what the Solitude exterior did here with expanding this little area. This is beautiful. Oop, little bit of lag. But that is to be expected whenever you're going into a new area. So yeah, I was able to find... Yeah, I see that. Let me see if I can fix that here. I'll tab and go to OBS here. Let's go to... It's saying, consider turning down the video settings. How would I do that? Game capture. Properties. Capture any, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know how to change that, so that's just gonna have to be how that is for right now. Let me see if I can change it by turning down my video settings here. Oh, I would need to go into my actual settings. Oh, that's always great to see. Okay, one moment. Well, I'm glad it can be of some inspiration. Alright. So, let's actually go to Steam and go into my library here. Go here. We're gonna click play here. Options. And we're gonna set it to high. I had it on ultra earlier, so hopefully just setting it to high will work better. Oh. Any full screen window. Is it maybe because I have game capture and display capture on at the same time? Yeah. Alright. Well, at least it's seeming better here. Give me 1 second and I'll also be able to, disable the display capture. Yeah, that already looks to be a bit better. But just to be on the safe side, I'll also disable display capture. And just go into game capture here. Or maybe I'll have to do the opposite. Enable display capture, disable game capture, at least for right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Give that a second and see how that does. Still very frame ratey. But at least a little better. Like that. Oops. So yeah, how do I get down there is now the question. Marshu Cellar. Ah, I probably need to go down here. That would make sense. I like this, though.
Good business for the East Empire Company. It's all the more gold.
Alright. Ghost Sea Trading Company. Okay. Oh. Okay, where do I go to fix that? Because I was just looking. I may have found it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and, because in order to edit any of this, I need to not be streaming, so I'm gonna end the stream for a little bit, and if you can come over and just help me out with this, Tyler, that would be great. And we're back. Okay, let's see if this works better, hopefully. Oh, much smoother, it looks like. Still a little bit choppy, but that's even on my end, so that's just probably going to be how that is, at least for right now.
You talk to
At least until I get better internet. It is still yelling at me, though, which is really dumb.
I don't have time for anyone too lazy or cowardly to make their own way in this world.
Yeah. Alright. But this area does look pretty nice. It doesn't look like there's any significant issues with it, which is good. Though there are still a bunch of people with the blackface bug, which I will need to figure out, because I have no idea why that would still be happening. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and save quickly and take a cart somewhere and just make sure that other areas are okay. Again, this is just kind of a test stream.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off. Get up there.
Why is it just now having these issues with the encoding? I've never had these problems before. What am I having issues with? The encoding. It's whatever OBS uses to stream. So... Good, looks like Dawnstar is fine as well. That's true. Well, like I said, today is a test stream anyways. I'm just going around seeing what issues there are, seeing how everything looks. Seeing how everything works. It would be odd that OBS would be specifically having issues if it were just Twitch, because I don't use Twitch as my primary, stream.
What should I make of that?
He's proud of his service, Scald. The Legion
I don't
taught
use
us
it as my
loyalty, and we're
streaming,
loyal to Dawnstar.
as my stream 2 source. I use, Restream.io. Which then streams to, both Twitch and YouTube. So... on, where'd you go? There we go. Apparently I'm going with a two-handed for this run. Yeah, where are you? Come on. Ooh. Oh, hello, giants. Wow, these areas look entirely different with just the, relighting. Okay. Hi. I do really like these light posts along the roads. And it really does make sense. I mean, maybe not that they're only lit at night, but... Okay, good. I'm heading down to the area of Whiterun. Alright, you know what? TMM 111. Oop. All map markers shown and discovered. Why? Because this is a test playthrough. Okay. Let's just go to the Whiterun stables.
By Easmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north of
All
Glorious
right.
Farm.
Come to chat with an
And
old
apart with a broken
woman.
wheel.
The roads of Skyrim lead to many dangers.
Yeah, I bet. save quickly. I'm thinking the only other change that I'll make is I have a mod and a bunch of patches that add in realistic boat bobbing, but going to Solitude and Dawnstar, which are the two major areas that have a lot of boats besides Riften, I didn't really notice it at all. Like, you really had to look at each of the boats to see whether they were moving. So, because it's such a script-heavy mod, I may end up removing that one from my load. And see if that works better as far as making everything run a little bit smoother.
Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of
Yeah, I'm gonna need to reinstall the textures as well, because there are a bunch that are missing, but that's fine. That just comes with reinstalling Dawn of Skyrim so that it can access all of the textures.
Someone's been pilfering crops from my farm.
And that'll actually probably fix the black face bug as well. I am definitely approving of the relighting, though. It adds in a whole different feel to pretty much the entire game. Like, I can still see, but the areas that should be darker are darker. The glow from all of the lights is a lot better. That looks like actual fire, as opposed to, you know, just a glowing brazier.